Welcome to the DeltaMath video solutions. This is going to be covering the greatest common factor, level 2. It says to factor out this expression out completely, which is negative 10x squared plus 70x. We want to pull out a greatest common factor. So the 10x squared, ignore the negative for right now. The 10x squared can be broken down into 2 times 5 times x times x. The 70x can be broken down into 7 times 10 times x. But that 10 can be broken down into the number 2 times 5. All right. Now we circle what they have in common. So 2 was what they have in common, a 5, and also an x. So that is 10x. So 10x is the greatest common factor. We put a parentheses to see what's left over. Here, the x is left from the 10x squared, so we put an x. But notice, do you see that negative? That's also a negative. Okay? So just make sure you bring it down. Plus, what is left over from the 70x? A 7 is left. Okay, so we put 7 here. So your answer is 10x parentheses minus x plus 7. Yep, good job. All right, let's do this problem. Okay, we have the number, oh, that's a weird number, negative 48 minus 56x. So let's find the greatest common factor. Negative 48, that's interesting. Negative 48 can be broken down into what? Let's see. 48 can be broken down into 4. Yeah, let's do that. So I start by doing 4 times 12. But I know that 4 can be broken down into the number 2 times 2. And the 12 can be broken down into 2 times 6. But the number 6 can also be broken down a bunch more by 2 times 3. So if you do this in your calculator, 2 times 2 times 2 times 2 times 3, that gets you for year 8. Good. Right? Ignoring the negative for right now. Okay? And let's do the 56. 56 can also be broken down into, yep. So I did it by 8 times 7. But I know that 8 can be broken down into 2 times 2 times 2. All right. So let's look at the greatest common factor. We have one pair of 2's, an other pair of 2's, and one more pair of 2's. So 2 times 2 times 2 is 8. So the greatest common factor here was an 8. Okay, we put a parentheses to see what is left over. So what is left over here? 2 times 3, which is just 6, is left. So notice it's a minus, so we put minus 6. Then here we have a 7 is also left. So we put, notice the minus 7. All right. Oh, haha. We forgot the x here. There was an x here. Okay, so it was 7x. So 7x. Right? We just forgot to write the x there. All right, so it is 8 parentheses minus 6 minus 7x. Close the parentheses. All right, good. And this is going to be our last problem. The expression is 21x to the 4th plus 70x, and we were asked to factor it out. The greatest common factor, 21x to the 4th, can be broken down to 7 times 3 times x times x times x times x. 70x can be broken down into 7 times 10, which is just 2 times 5 times x. The greatest common factor is your 7, nope, and an x. So the greatest common factor is 7x. So we write 7x. Put the parentheses to see what is left over. Let's see what's left. 3 times x times x times x, which is just 3x cubed is left. So we write 3x cubed here. Then what is left down here, 2 times 5, which is just 10, is also left. Okay, so we add 10 here. All right, so let's check that answer. 7x parentheses 3x cubed plus 10. Close the parentheses. All right, and that should get us our correct answer. All right, so there you go. That is everything that you need to do when it comes to the greatest common factor level 2.